the Metaverse. Alright, so where do I even fucking begin on this far open-ended topic? A lot has been said about this. It's been around since 2021. And in my opinion, it's one of the dumbest things I've ever fucking seen. So, for I guess the people that live under a rock, the best way I can describe it as a fucking giant VR chat clone that ran completely fucking worse, looked like absolute dog shit, was overhyped to the nth degree, and was just absolutely horrendous. And you're probably thinking, oh, it's just some retarded name that some low end company made. No, 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 this is Meta, as they were formerly known as Facebook. Yeah, they were the ones who basically programmed it, and they did a really horrible job about that. And it's just been a absolute unmitigated disaster. It's just destroying Meta. It's just perfect. I love every moment of it where it was just absolutely destroying Facebook's stock. They lost billions of dollars into this absolute shit show that no one wanted to use. Not even their own engineers wanted to use this shit. That's the long and short of the metaverse. It was just basically a bunch of empty and broken promises and flat out lies. The most infamous was the leg reveal video where Mark comes walking in with a set of legs that apparently were actually green screened in and weren't actually rendered properly because they couldn't get it to work for their announcement, so they just lied. It has absolutely just fucking tanked hard. I don't even think it even got good at all. I don't know a single person personally. I don't know anyone that's actually fucking used it unironically. Some people I've heard went on there just to, experience to make fun of it. No, I'm not about to buy a fucking VR headset so I can go into a shitty version of VR chat when I could just boot up VR chat and have a fucking obnoxious experience. But at least then it would be somewhat fully functional, and it gave rise to a bunch of memes. So at least that has that going for it. But it still keeps putzing around, even though basically Meta has basically decided to abandon it so it can focus on its next catastrophe, fucking AI, which is another video in itself. So, Metaverse. Basically, it's dead. There's very few people actually using it, and I wonder how many people actually legit use it or just ironically using it. So, you have basically a dead product on your hands that no one wanted to use. It was too confusingly pitched, and it was just full of broken promises, and just everything about it was shit. So, when you hear that, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Was it, hey, let's have a fashion show in this and be surprised when it magnificently flops? Oh, wait, you didn't actually think that? Wow, you must have been a half decently intelligent person to realize, this is probably not the best idea to, launch our branding or anything be associated with an absolute dead product that no one fucking wanted in the first place. See, you would also be fired from your job because you're not thinking creatively enough. You're thinking too logically instead of let's advertise on a fucking dead platform that no one wants to use instead of going out on the rest of the internet and advertising there. Now let's have a fucking fashion show for a fucking barely functional product. What are you, stupid? Well, enough people were, I don't know, they were probably fucking high or something, and actually launched this. And were surprised when no one fucking showed up. No, I did not make this up. They were upset with the low turnout because they were using the metaverse to have their virtual fashion show. Which, first off, I don't even like regular fashion shows. I don't really like much fashion. If you can no doubt tell by my absolute plain blue t-shirt and, well, you can't really see these, but I'm wearing a pair of soccer shorts underneath because it's about 10:30 on a Thursday night. So as you can no doubt tell, I don't give a shit about high fashion. I think a lot of high fashion things just look absolutely fucking hideous. So CNN apparently did an entire video on this, and my god, is it just... everything about it is bad. I've only seen it like once, and I have seen Critical, Penguin Zero, Charlie's video on this. You know, the good old Moist Critical, which kind of inspired me to make this video on it as well. So I only seen parts of it. I kind of watched over most of it as I recorded it for this video because it just wouldn't let me download any of this type of shit. So I just recorded it right off of CNN. So that's why there's the labels on it. Anyways, we're going to react to it. I only have my shitty earbuds because those headphones I've been wearing in the past few videos fucked up my ears a bit. They were just crushing them, and it was just horrible to wear. The sound quality wasn't even that great anyway, so I might as well wear the earbuds.
Bold, bespoke, and entirely digital. This is high fashion that you can't touch. Fashion Week in the Metaverse as brands turn to the internet for haute couture's new horizon.
We change how we dress for different things, right? It's the same in the Metaverse, and it's the same in social media. We dress differently to represent these things. These are the armors of our life.
The armors of our lives. What the fuck you talking about? I mean, sure, there is an argument to be had of we change our things in real life. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't wear this to a fucking job interview. Social media, I mean, I don't give a fuck about social media, but again, if you have a large following, that would make sense. Yeah, sorry about that angle right there. That was a bit bright. So, yeah, I could see the argument with that, but at the same time, this is a digital world. It's a fucking avatar. It's not real. Who gives a shit?
Last year, participants bought 7,000 wearables for their avatars, averaging around $10 per sale.
$10 for a fucking virtual outfit? But then again, people would pay like $13 for a hat in TF2. Except the hat actually was part of a set that actually functioned in an actual game instead of looking absolutely retarded like half these outfits right here. So I can actually believe people would actually spend that much money on a fucking virtual outfit. CSGO has a lot of weapon skins and stuff, but here's the difference between like CSGO, and TF2 for that matter, just combine both of them, and this. TF2 and CSGO actually has pretty interesting shit and is actually in a fully functional game where you can actually play the game with other people and actually show it around. Meanwhile, this, you're spending, let's say, the equivalent amount of money to go walk around a desolate wasteland of barely any fucking people on there. It's just, these two things are completely different. One is actually in a functional game and actually looks pretty cool, while the other one looks like a goddamn ripoff of VR chat mixed up with the fucking Mii's from 2005, and then you dressed up in a really tacky outfit. It's just, none of this looks any bit good.
But this year, unique visitors and sales were down nearly 50%. Organisers blamed the lackluster turnout on the relative newness of this online world.
Oh, no wonder why you have very mediocre turnout. You hosted this on a platform that no one fucking wanted to be on in the first place. So you can't be sitting there going, why is no one showing up? When you're on the fucking Metaverse, a location where no one wants to ever go, ever. My god, some of these people, I'm surprised they're even in charge of anything. They are so fucking stupid.
In only its second iteration, the virtual event faced criticism about its user experience, its value, and whether digital fashion is really necessary.
Okay, on the last point, is digital fashion really necessary? No, it isn't. It just isn't. It's a fucking line of code on a character. It's not real. Again, this isn't real. And there's a point later on that I'll harp on later, but none of this shit is real, is the thing. Like, if I were to buy I don't know, a nice sports coat and a pair of good khakis, if I bought those in real life and I wore them, people would go, hey, that's pretty nice and stuff. If I bought it in the fucking game, they'd be like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. They won't really think anything of you. You just think, oh, that guy probably wasted that much money on this thing. Versus if you have it in real life, be able to think, oh, this guy actually has some money. That guy is pretty sharply dressed, too.
Even Mark Zuckerberg's Meta has recently shifted its attention from virtual social spaces to artificial intelligence.
Yeah, as I said earlier, they lost billions of dollars on the metaverse. So it's kind of logical that they would just basically pull the plug on it to focus on something different after just pouring billions and billions of dollars and just having it be sent straight to hell. Because no one wanted it. It didn't work. No one liked it.
But some brands and content creators are continuing to experiment regardless, alongside some of fashion's biggest names.
What the fuck is that character design right there? I mean, look at it. Like, what the fuck even is this? It's like the hair or the head is on backwards, but doesn't change when they're running around. This just looks horrible. And I couldn't imagine. I have to imagine that costs $10. Why the fuck would you spend $10 for something that doesn't even look appealing? Also, is it? It's also not my computer. Believe me, multiple times here that transition, it looks like it's running terribly, and it's like, oh, my computer performance. Because if you see in any of the bargain bin games I played, yeah, they run like shit. But believe me, the video goes choppy, but then transfers to a person, and it actually looks okay. That's actually the gameplay itself of the metaverse, and it's just atrocious. Yeah, this is just a entire reel of absolutely horrendous designed clothes. Like, I can't imagine anyone would actually wear that in real life. Okay, I could actually imagine a couple people wear that shit in real life, but come on. Okay, yeah. Well, that was a hell of a camera stop right there. So the main point of this entire reel thing was, how could we take your creativity and give us energy to make it actually a thing? So they're trying to go bottom up creation, which, if you remember NFT Bros back in 21 and 22, this was the thing that they wanted to make with the NFT cartoons, and that's just not how any of this shit works. When you have too many voices talking at once, it's just no one gets heard. So, this is just a terrible way to make any type of content for this.
So I think everybody became more comfortable saying, well, maybe this is the way we communicate. So definitely from a customer adoption, we saw that. People trying on filters, be more comfortable, testing NFTs.
This was published this year, this month of May of 23. She unironically said, testing NFTs. NFTs are fucking dead. No one likes them. Most people saw them as a complete fucking waste of money. Most people were not smart and didn't fall for this bullshit. Same with crypto. Sure, a lot of people got in and made a quick buck, mainly by taking a lot of bucks from a lot of suckers out there. But a lot of people weren't swayed by the NFT bros and this entire fear of missing out bullshit, and looked at that. They fucking tanked hard. And the people that got in and didn't sell have lost all the money, and now they're trying to figure out who to blame. And all they have to blame is themselves, because they try to blame all the other people, and it's just coming off as, well, maybe you shouldn't have bought it. So now the NFT bros saying, well, I tried to mint this before some bot stole my artwork. So, oh, you should have minted it first. Which just really speaks about their characters. I fucking hate NFT bros and shit. I made an entire video about NFTs a couple years ago, and while I did get the main idea what an NFT was incorrectly, my version where you got the digital art piece is actually better case scenario than what you actually get with an NFT. So everything I say still applies, but now it's just worse because you don't even get the artwork associated with it, and you can get rug pulled. Much easier. That's just It's just baffling people how many people actually fell for this and actually thought this was a good idea. Anyways, yes. I don't know why the fuck she unironically said that. Anybody that knows, basically at the end of 2022, NFTs just fucking plummeted. And they're basically dead and buried. Along with the metaverse as well. It's basically dead now. And no one ever wants that to be resurrected.
For designers too, more at home working with silks than lines of code, it's been a new arena, some reimagining old designs digitally.
One of the things that we were encountered with was that...
Also, when they were doing that whole reel, this is online, this is digital. This is your chance to be creative. Because remember, digital isn't real. You could have anything on that digital thing. Why not go creative? I mean, literally, Left 4 Dead 2, the mods menu, where you have fucking, I don't know, Tigger, Shrek, SpongeBob SquarePants, and Mickey Mouse all gang up to start killing off aliens and Yoshi characters in Left 4 Dead 2. Why not? You know, the possibilities are endless here. Take any Steam game and see the mods menu for that, and it's fucking wild. You could be so creative, and yet you make this bland shit, or stuff that just makes me want to gouge my fucking eyes out. Man, this is just pathetic.
Train, for example, couldn't be longer than proportionately four or 5 feet or something like this. And that's the dress right behind us being brought out.
Some, like Ruben Sigger, have turned to collaborations with established digital creators to enter the metaverse.
That's the biggest challenge. Proportion, fabric, and movement. Really, how does fabric move and what does it do?
What doesn't help that is the absolute shit editing they did there. And this is coming from somebody who could barely edit anything correctly. It just seems like they had some conversation, completely spliced it for something else that wasn't even related to anything. So it's just like, what the fuck was the point of this?
Others have taken the plunge into digital design themselves and found unexpected rewards.
What you do for the metaverse sometimes are things that you almost challenge to do physically sometimes. You almost want to try to recreate in the physical world afterwards.
What was rewarding about any of that? He said it could be rewarding. But what was the reward? That just seems like another challenge. Yeah, I guess the reward is more creativity, but you're supposed to be a fashion designer, so you should already have creativity on your side. What? None of this makes any sense.
Powered by blockchain technologies.
Fuck off with the blockchain, people. It's the blockchain, crypto, all that shit. Terrible. Do not use it. Quit encouraging this. It's causing energy prices to go up for everyone else. It costs graphic cards prices to go fucking skyrocketing. Same with all computer parts for that matter. Everything about it is just terrible, and stop promoting it.
Metaverse fashion in spaces like Decentraland still require a huge amount of energy to run. Neither will the metaverse likely eradicate our demand for fast fashion, but some hope it will bring about positive change.
Yeah, it takes a lot of energy to run. As seen right there, that's a really good implementation of energy. Holy fuck, man. Remember when I said this game runs horribly and I've seen bargain bin games run better than this? No, I'm not kidding you when I say this. The bargain bin games that I've played for this channel run way better than the metaverse. No, I'm not kidding you. Here's gameplay footage of me. Well, we got the trusty boomstick here, so let's continue. Let's continue this before it makes me want to puke. And here's just whatever the fuck you just saw.
Spaces like Decentraland still require a huge amount of energy to run. Neither will the metaverse likely eradicate our demand for fast fashion, but some hope it will bring about positive change.
Yeah, I think you noticed quite a bit of a difference right there, didn't you? Yeah, here's the difference. One of them was a game I paid less than $2 for that was probably made in some Chinese guy's basement in Shanghai, while the other one was made by a multi-billion-dollar company that was banking their entire business model on this succeeding. Absolutely pathetic. And the thing is, did they even look at this? Like, first, I wonder how they first filmed it when she was doing, like, all this weird motions of her hands. The way just she did it looks so unnatural that I knew they had to have scripted that part. She does it, like, too early, and then they cut it in. My guess is because her character didn't load in properly because this thing barely even works. And then everything is horrendously delayed. I would find whoever did that and shoving my boot up their ass. Just for even doing this. It just looks horrible. And I can't believe people actually saw this and were like, oh, that's fine. It looks alright.
I think that it will become a space where people will be able to buy and wear clothes that they may not be able to afford in real life. And I think that's one way of bringing our fashion to the masses.
You might not be able to afford it in real life, but you can afford it here. But you just said this could go as high, these outfits are as high as an actual dress in real life.
An e-outfit can easily cost as much as a real-world dress.
So people still can't afford it. But again, this is all just digital, when in real life you could actually own and wear the physical thing. Especially something that costs as high as a real thing. Why would you drop the money on that when you could buy the real thing and wear it out in public and have people actually look at it and go, wow, this person actually looks cool. Instead of this looking retarded on your Metaverse character, so all 5 people still in the Metaverse can actually go look at it. Yippee.
Still in its infancy, the real question will be whether the masses come flocking to digital fashion.
Will the masses come flocking to visual fashion? Well, given the fact that you did your fashion show on one of the most unpopular platforms ever, it's going to be resounding no. This is just like NFTs and crypto all over again. Except this time even more retarded. Because it actually provides you with nothing. Unlike the NFTs, which could theoretically in some way provide utility. And crypto, which had the most utility, even though, because it's all speculation, you can't run it as a currency. This has even less potential to be anything useful. So, I'll just answer that one for you. The answer is no. No sane person is going to do this. Sir, you're going to have some psychos out there actually spend this much money on that. No sane person will actually look at this and think this is a good idea. So, yeah, that was kind of my entire thoughts on the entire Metaverse Fashion Show. Yeah, it's absolutely horrendous. There's not much to say. It's Metaverse. They're taking another fucking L because all they have been is just L's for all their existence. Do I feel bad for them? Fuck no, I don't feel bad for them. I just never will. Because they're idiots. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. If you liked it, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see videos similar to this. See ya.